Joe Joyce, Joseph Parker, September 24th at the AO Arena, Manchester. It's on. It's live on BT Sport Box Office. Two of the very best heavyweights in the world. One of the best fights that can be made in the heavyweight division takes place. Tickets are on sale on Tuesday at 12 o'clock via ticketmaster.co.uk, and you are going to want to be there. As you can see, have a little look around. We've got some voices you're going to want to hear from today. On the Joseph Parker side, we have Ben Shalom of Boxer, who is Joseph Parker's promoter. And we have the former world heavyweight champion himself, looking to become a two-time world heavyweight champion. Of course, Joe Joyce is in his way, but Joseph Parker is here. On the Joe Joyce side, we have Adam Morley of S-Jam Boxing, Joe Joyce's long-term manager. We have Hall of Fame boxing promoter Frank Warren of Queensbury, who's putting this event on in association with Boxer. And of course, we have the unbeaten Olympic silver medalist, steamrolling his way, he believes, towards a world heavyweight championship, Mr. Joe Joyce. Frank, we're going to start with you. This fight has been talked about for a while. It hasn't been the easiest road to this fight. Been a couple of diversions, a couple of bumps, but we're here and you've delivered it to Joe Joyce.
We delivered it. You know, we want to make the fight. It's a very important fight. It's WBO #1, Joe, fighting WBO #2, Joe. So these two are no ordinary Joes. They're two exceptional fighters, and I think we're going to get something big special on the night. You know, you look at their records. They've got fabulous records. Joe Joyce, 14 fights, undefeated, 13 KOs. Amateur pedigree is impeccable. Silver medalist, I will say again, got robbed, and I hope he's going to get that gold medal soon. Done everything as an amateur. And then we've got, on the other side, Joseph Parker, former world champion, as Deb just said, only defeats to Anthony Joshua and Dillian White. This is, I think, a big crossroads fight for him. Can he get past Joe Joyce? No one's managed to do it yet. Joe's got a fantastic engine in him. He's got a great chin. He's solid. He's also got a great punch and a great work rate. And it's the same with Joseph Parker. He's got a great work rate. We know he comes to fight. And one thing's for sure here, it will be a great fight. These two heavyweights, it's all on the line. You know why? Because there's such a big prize for the winner. The winner of this fight will become, I believe, if we can do our job properly, will become the mandatory challenger to the fight that takes place on the 20th between Joshua and Usyk. So they've got everything to gain here. Everything's on the line. This is what it's all about. This is heavyweight boxing at its best. It's not just two guys having a fight. There is a prize. There's a big prize there at the end of the night for the winner. A massive incentive. So these guys are going to put it on the line big time, and I think the fans are going to get an unbelievable, heavyweight, phenomenal bonanza fight.
Well, look, the fans thought that this fight might be dead when it did happen on July 2nd, and it didn't look imminent because of what happened. Obviously, we've got Ben Shalom here. What can you tell us about how this fight actually came together in the end, and we've got the great news that it's happening on September?
All you need to know, it's happened. That's all you need to know. We've done it. What went on behind the scenes, went on behind the scenes. You know, we worked very hard. Everyone, Joe's been, I'm talking about Joe Joyce has been so patient, and his manager Adam. You know, we've all kept our eyes on the prize. We've had tunnel vision on this, and my son George done the negotiations with Ben, and he's done a great job. And between them, we've got it on. And all that matters now is that these two guys are signed up. These two guys are going to be in the ring on the 24th. That is all that matters. All the stuff in the past is in the past. That's gone. What we've got to look forward to is an absolute, unbelievable fight. A heavyweight bang-up at its best.
And how do you see that heavyweight bang-up playing out? When you envisage it, September 24th, what do you think is going to happen?
Well, you know, listen, I'm sitting here with Joe. I'm in Joe's camp.
So am I.
And what do I think? We outnumber you 3-2. Just about. What do I think is going to happen? I fancy Joe. It's not going to be easy. I fancy Joe Joyce big time. I think that Joe's got one thing for sure. Joe will win it. But I think Joe Joyce, I think, has got as I said, earlier on, he's got a fantastic engine. He's got a great mindset. He walks through walls. He absorbs punches, which I prefer sometimes he didn't do, but he manages to do it, and he does it, and he's strong, and he's relentless. He's well named. He's got probably the best nickname in boxing, the Juggernaut, because he's like a juggernaut. He just keeps rolling on and coming at you, and that's what he is. So I fancy him to win.
Okay, well let's bring in Joseph Parker's promoter, Ben Shalom, or boxer. Ben, this is your first fight representing Joseph Parker live on BT Sport Box Office September 24th. What are your thoughts and feelings heading into this fight?
First of all, thanks to Queensbury. I think it was the fight that all the fans wanted. When we signed Joseph, this was what they were crying out for. I didn't understand that they thought it couldn't happen just because he signed with us. I'm hoping boxing can now move in a direction. We know it's very competitive with different broadcasters, but at the end of the day, we're all fight fans. We all work in boxing, we want the best fights, and Joseph Parker wanted this fight the moment he signed for us. Obviously put in that offer that Frank didn't react to very nicely, and then that got us talking, and we saw right away after that. I think all we wanted was to make the fight, all Frank wanted was to make the fight, and it's been a great experience, and we're just looking forward to an unbelievable fight. But what Frank said is right, there is so much on the line with this one. There is so much on the line, there is so much money now in heavyweight boxing and for those world titles, that between the two of them now, they've got a life-changing opportunity. Obviously, Joseph Parker wants to become world champion for the second time, and we believe he can.
How do you see Joseph Parker winning this fight?
He's got the speed, he's got the movement, he's got the experience that I feel Joe Joyce doesn't have in the professional world. He's been there, he's done it, he's clearly improving as well. We think this is a perfect fight for Joseph Parker. We think perhaps Joe Joyce has made a mistake in this one, and we think his style is all wrong for Joe Joyce. We think it's going to be a difficult night, but I think over 12 rounds, Joseph Parker won't get hit much, but he certainly will be very, very busy, and it's going to be an intriguing fight, because obviously it's a clash of styles as well, but I think Joseph Parker has Joe Joyce's number in this one.
Well, let's bring in a voice from the Joe Joyce camp. Adam Morley of SJAM Boxing. You've heard that maybe you guys have made a mistake taking this fight and a bit of a wrong turn. Give us your thoughts heading into September 24th.
Thanks, Dev. Yeah, I mean, I've been talking to David Higgins about this fight since the end of December 2021, when he told me he had an exclusive period negotiating with Matchroom. That came to an end, and we started negotiating, and it has been horrendous negotiating with those guys. Every time you think it's done, they're like Columbo, it's just one more thing, just one more thing, just one more thing. Joe Parker's a terrific guy. I know him personally outside the ring, and I know it's not him, it's his team, and you've got to do the best for your athlete, I understand that, but his team just take it to the extreme, and I really actually thought it meant that Joe Parker didn't want this fight. I thought that's why they were behaving in that manner. But I think Joe Parker does want this fight. I think he's true to his word. He's a world champion. He's a top-level, top-class guy, and it's an amazing test for Joe Joyce. It's the one we've always wanted. I sat down with Frank and George after the last fight, and I said, this is our list, this is who we want, and Joe Parker was right at the top. Joe Joyce has got to keep proving himself. He's always had to do it. Ever since the start of his career, Joe has had to prove himself. He was the guy they all said, oh, he's too slow, he can't do this, he can't do that. He proves everyone wrong every time. That's what Joe does. When he fought Dubois, he was a big outsider, he beat Dubois. Now he'll come into this fight. I think most people probably had it as a 50-50, but he'll come through this as well. Also, credit to Ben Shalom and Frank and George and Yale, who negotiated this, showing that promoters can reach across the divide and do this deal. I think in the past it may not have been done, but really credit to those guys, because the public want these fights. Joe and I and the whole team have wanted this fight, and after torturous negotiation with those guys, it is finally on. I can't wait.
You've talked about how you're laughing here, Joseph. You got something to say to Adam?
He's right. It was torturous for everyone.
But thankfully we're here now. Adam, how do you see Joseph Parker approaching this fight? When you think about it, do you think he's going to try and test that chin of the juggernaut, the unbreakable chin? What do you think's going to happen?
Yeah, I mean, he had great training, Kevin Barry. He's got great trainer in Andy Lee. They've obviously got their game plan. Everybody watches Joe and they think he's easy to hit, you know, and they base their game plan around that. I think Joe Parker's experienced enough. He's been a world champion to know that he needs to have a plan B and a plan C and a plan D. But I think, you know, what you see is what you get with Joe Joyce, and I think Joe Parker and his team will have their plans.
Okay, well, let's bring in Joe Parker, one of the two Joes here today, but there's still no average Joe. Let's talk about this. Why Joe Joyce? Why now? Why were you so adamant that you wanted this fight?
I see this fight as a great fight for both Joes. Let's just say he's Joe and I'm Joseph.
Well, he called you Little Joe. He said he's Big Joe, you're Little Joe.
It makes you bigger about this. The bigger they are, the harder they fall. Right? So I think this is a great fight.
How do they hit as well?
I think it's a great fight, both ranked high in the WBO, WBC, and it's a fight that I've always wanted. You know, even though what Frank said, that it's not talk about the past, it's neither in the past, everything that's happened. But thankful to Boxer and Sky and also BT and Frank for making this fight happen. It's a fight that a lot of people wanted to see, it's a fight that Joe wanted, it's a fight that I wanted, and now we're here. And I'm very excited to start camp with Andy Lee next week, and going to have the best preparation going into this fight.
When the fight looks set to happen on July 2nd, all the build-up, you guys look quite friendly. I remember bringing you guys together at Wembley Stadium, backstage, and it was all a bit of a laugh. It feels like, and I'm just sensing it today, and I've heard about the face-off with Carl Frampton as well, it feels like there's a bit more frostiness. He's been making quacking noises in interviews about you.
It makes it very well too.
Yes, sound effects, yeah. So.
Oh, cool.
Yo.
Do we have a
Testing.
function?
Mic check. No. Yeah.
Here you go. Yeah. You're on.
I'm on live.
He wants you to do the quack thing.
Why?
There we go.
But Joseph, look, for the first time in your career, it feels like you started getting accusations from fans about potentially ducking and swerving a fight. You've always been a fighting man, always been a warrior. How did you react to that? He's making the ducking noise again.
There's no reactions. I mean, we're here now, and a lot of people can say that I ducked the fight, but the reason why we're here now is because we wanted the fight. And we've come to an agreement that everyone's happy with.
Yeah, at last.
No, I think Joseph Parker's done more to make this fight happen than Joe Joyce.
And what have you done?
He's come over here.
Well, yeah,
It's done now. We got it done.
Hey,
Sammy, thank you.
That's an opinion. He's done more to make it happen. He walked away from a fight.
Yeah, the terms weren't right, Frank. You shook my hand at Tyson's press conference, one deal, and then you went back and told me it's a different deal.
No, your solicitor drafted the deal.
Frank, did you not remember shaking my hand at Tyson's press
I
conference?
do remember it.
Yeah.
Tyson
What was
remembers as well.
What was the deal?
And Tyson remembers.
What was the deal?
What we did.
Well, you went back and texted me, you said you couldn't fulfill the deal because you jumped the gun. Right? You used to do it, we negotiated.
Jumped the gun. You come up, so the bottom line was you had a contract. I've got your text on my phone.
You shook my hand for a one-fight deal.
I'll read your contract. I'll read
You want me to say the numbers? You want me to say the numbers?
If you want to say numbers, that's
You shook my hand at 1.5 million.
Did I? I did not.
You did.
No, I did not. No, I did not.
You shook my hand and I told the whole team.
More currency, mate, more currency.
Yeah, the
Oh,
currencies
listen,
have
listen,
changed.
listen, hang on, listen.
Currencies
Morning,
are changing
Frank,
every
I
day.
sent you a text. Hey, Joe, just been told the fight's off. So much for your handshake. Morning, Frank, is your reply. Apologies, it took a while to get the deal done. So, get the deal done.
Wasn't
Say
done.
you've done.
Wasn't done.
What are you saying he got the deal done? It's your words, not mine.
Yeah, I got this deal.
But was offered a better deal last minute.
Yeah.
So we had a deal done, and then
what
the last
what
minute.
would a fighter do? Take a deal that's not
But
the
don't
best or
say
take
that
a
we
better
didn't
deal.
want the fight. You agreed it. And then someone come in and then you went off the other way. The only way you're at this table now is because there was nothing else on the table.
Frank, in fairness, I think he.
Stop.
All it was Joseph wanted.
You weren't even involved in it.
He wanted us, all he wanted was he wanted a promoter, he wanted a
Well, he's
broadcaster
got a
to
promoter.
prioritise.
He's got a promoter.
That
He's
was
got a
it.
broadcaster. He's fighting on BT. where he would have been anyway. So what's the
I
difference?
think
As
it's
the
a one,
B
yeah, but it's
I
a
mean,
one.
As the- you wanna-
that's
let's
where he
make it
was
the
due.
B-fighter.
You're on BT. You're on BT where we was going to
It's
put
a
it on.
1-5 thing though, isn't it?
I'd rather have
Sorry?
a motor who
Just
looks
a
after
1-5.
me.
I'm not, look,
Who said
sorry.
it's 1-5?
We're here because we made this
Well,
together.
don't,
right?
you weren't even involved in negotiations, so
Yeah.
you can't even comment on it.
I can't comment on what went on
No, you
before,
can't.
but now I know
You
it's
can't.
quite clear that
And
Joe
you
Joyce
can't
doesn't-
comment on the fact that he sent me this text, which is from him, so on the phone. So don't tell me what was said. I
Frank,
know
you're
what was
going to make me the B fighter. Why would I want to be a B fighter? Oh, Simon,
Because you are the big fighter?
Because you,
What, have you been a
why
champion?
was you going to, what, I'll tell
Have
you
you been a
why.
champion?
No, but you're not champion now, are you?
No, no, have you ever been champion?
No, not
You're
yet.
shut enough.
Huh? No, I won't shut my mouth.
Yeah, shut enough.
No,
He's
you
the
shut your
A
mouth.
fire. He's
Yeah,
the
because
no,
we're
no,
on
no,
BT.
Sorry, I'll tell you what, this is where you get it all wrong. He is the guy who's ranked number 1. You're ranked number 2.
In ranking.
So he's
Yeah,
the
so
A.
I'm A, you're the big fighter.
That's it, you've got it
Calm
right.
down.
Simple.
Little Joe.
Yeah,
Huh?
absolutely.
Little Joe.
Calm down.
Huh?
Relax.
You relax.
Chill.
All I know is it's on, and all I know is it's a lot of aggravation to get this on. Everything that's been said by over there by Adam is absolutely true. It's been, I mean, twice I've told my son he's negotiating, walk away from this bullshit. It's just ridiculous. We're all wasting our time.
Nightmare.
It was
Bloody
a
nightmare.
nightmare. It was a nightmare. But you know what? We persevered because we wanted to deliver the fight, and we delivered it. So my man who I promote here, who's the number 1,
That's A side, yeah?
and number 2 in the WBC, and you're behind him in the WBC, he's giving you an opportunity
Yeah,
to step up to the plate. That's what he's doing.
now.
I know, you finally...
And you're asking why, of course I'm in the Joe Joyce.
That's
He's a British fighter.
That's exactly the point.
He's the British fighter.
That's your point.
He's the home fighter.
That's great.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Well, let's bring in Joe Joyce. Look, this fight is called Nowhere to Run. Joe, you put out a statement a little while ago when this fight initially didn't materialise, and you said if Joseph Parker doesn't fight you next, everyone in boxing will know that he ducked Joe Joyce. Do you think this fight is happening because
Yeah,
he's got nowhere to run?
That's right. And now the fight's happening, it's, you know, to give fans and all the people what they want, because it's going to be a great fight. And yeah, I can't wait to like, just knock him out, just for all this, like, this long time waiting and all this messing about when we could have had it in July. And you're just wasting my time.
Cooked
So,
fight, cooked
it's gonna-
fight because Andy's wife was having a baby. That's what you told us.
That's all that happened.
Well, then good, yeah, but so you're saying, so
Yeah,
what
but you
I'm saying,
changed that Frank.
he's
You
not
changed
run
the deal.
away, he's not run away
You
from
changed the deal.
No, I did not change the deal.
Yeah,
been
contract
waiting.
kept changing.
Yeah.
Well, look, congratulations, by the way, to Andy Lee.
Yeah.
Congrats, Andy.
Yeah.
Joe, how do you think Joseph Parker's going to approach you? When that first bell rings, do you think he's going to try and test that chin early, or just try and sort of avoid getting juggernauted for 12 rounds?
I think he's going to try his hardest to try and hit me and you know, whatever he's done in the camp, but at the end of the day, I'm going to win and I'm going to knock you out.
Do you think he can knock you out, by the way? I mean, obviously you're going to say no, but look, I mean, we've never really seen you badly hurt or anything, but he's knocked out 13 of his 14 so far.
Listen, but he's never fought anyone like me. He said he fought people like me, the amateurs. We're not amateurs, we're professional.
Yeah? So? Oh, I'm going to beat you in the pros.
Well, there you go. Back yourself.
It's still,
You can't tell me
you're
to
still
take
getting
my
beat,
back
so
yourself.
it doesn't matter how I've said it or what I've said, you're still getting beat, so just sit
You can't
down.
catch me.
Huh?
You can't catch me.
Alright, well, we'll see.
Well, we will see.
Great!
They could go all day.
Yeah, we'll see when you get, like, knocking you out, yeah, or stopping you, or something,
Try your best.
anything along those lines.
Try
Yeah.
your best, John.
Huh? I've got to be trying my best.
He always tries his best.
I do, and I get the results as well. I do,
The best has always worked.
yeah, exactly.
Right.
Do you think you can hurt him?
I will hurt him. Yeah. I will hurt Joe.
Little Joe tickle.
Was that little Joe tickle you suggesting his power is
Little Joe tickle.
tickling?
Little Joe's going to tickle me
Yeah, I will.
on September 24th.
Slap you and punch you and everything else.
Oh, right. Ooh, you're hard.
Look, clearly they're both hard. Look, I want to put this
Not in that way.
No. and that needn't be discussed, to be honest. But Joseph, look, he is, this man here has been compared to a young George Foreman. What do you think?
It's fantastic. That's great. Good on him. And everyone else has compared him to George, the young George Foreman. I don't care. I'm here to win.
Ooh, we sound scared.
A young George Foreman. I think Joseph Parker is a lot younger than Joe Joyce.
Yeah, I would actually say an older George Foreman.
Yeah,
There's more technique.
the second one who won the world title in this.
Yeah, that one. Yeah. Close to that age now, anyway. Still knocking you out.
There you go. You both made it very clear. Give us your final kind of words on this. When that first bell rings, September 24th, BT Sport box office at the AO Arena, Manchester. How do you see this fight playing out?
Beat him up and get allowed ready to win. That's what I want to do.
Sorry, what was that again?
Say it again about beating him up.
I'm going to beat your ass up. And get you out of there and get the win. And then move on. Oh, actually, sorry, we locked into a rematch for. So I want a rematch with you again in December.
If you say so.
I don't need a rematch for because I back myself.
I'll back myself, but you know,
You need a rematch.
I'm the A side, so I'm entitled to my rematch.
I'll take it.
Huh? Great. Well, fight's on now, and I can put some dents into your face.
Finally, you're going to put dents into his face, Joe. Give us your final kind of word on this fight. September 24th, first bell rings. What happens?
Well, at last the fight's made. It's going to be what a night, and it's the best fight out there. And there can only be one winner, and the best on the night will be me, preferably.
Preferably.
I think it's going to be a great fight, man. I'm really excited for it, and it's good that I had a fight in between to like kind of get me back in the ring again, because I've been out for a long time. So I'm really excited, and I've got a lot of respect for Joe Parker for what he's done in the ring, and it's the best fight to date, and I think it's really exciting. With the crop of heavyweights that are out there now, so I'm just excited to be, in the best fight, in the best shape, and really put a dent in his face.
Okay, look, Frank, put a dent in his face. Frank, great fight, September 24th, got it over the lines. BT Sport box office, this AO Arena, Manchester. Tell the fans why they should be there. If they can't be there, why should they tune in?
Because he's going to put a dent in his face and he's going to chase him around the ring. This is going to be a really, really good fight. There's two heavyweights in there, and there's so much on the line. I'm repeating myself again, but there is so much on the line. That prize at the end of this is huge for the winner. It's going to make it so competitive, and their styles will make it a great fight to watch. It will be a great fight to watch. I'm convinced of that. Joseph Parker, please, your final message to Joe Joyce, who is sat right here. Look him in the eye. Tell him something.
I love you.
Quack, quack.
And Joe Joyce, your final message back, is it quack, or have you got something else you want to look him in the eye?
Bosh! That's what, when I hit you, it's going to go bosh. In your face. Maybe quite a few boshes before the end of the night.
Right.
Just be prepared.
Well, there you go. There's going to be lots of boshes. September 24th, BT Sport box office at the AO Arena, Manchester.